Guten Abend und herzlich willkommen. Es ist Montagabend und es ist Pirates Cove time. And we have our special guest here to my left side and in front of me in the metaverse or in the mountains. Who knows where he is? Or maybe in heaven. It's Sean Shelton. Welcome.
Well,
What?
I didn't mean to cut you off, Paul. Can you hear me?
I
Am we
can.
good?
Yeah, I can hear you. You sound a little bit different
yeah.
than before.
Oh, now I'm better. Paul, I am in heaven. It's called Tirol. And this is just a view out my window. You know what I mean? No special effects here. Like,
Of course. What
you know
what
what
is
I mean?
what is the name of the lake behind you?
That's Shelton say. You
Yeah.
don't know because I'm such a honored resident of this beautiful town that they named a lake after me over my left shoulder here.
Perfect. Thanks
Paul,
for that
Paul,
introduction. I need to introduce our guest tonight. It's Mike Gentili, the Italian stallion. Welcome, Mike, to the Pirates Cove.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Thank you, Sean.
I'm not
Thanks for having
clapping.
me.
I'm not clapping.
Appreciate it, Sean. This was Sean's idea.
Hey, you know
Having
what's
me on,
really
by the way.
cool? You know what's cool? You know what's really cool is you wear a hat forward on a show, and then it makes a shadow on your face. There you go. Hello,
I've,
Mike.
I've already had enough of this guy.
Yeah.
Can we find somebody else?
Sean, Mike said if we can find somebody else as a co-host.
Just
I
like
think
for the next
Vilma,
hour.
I think Vilma would be available. He's pretty interested.
Okay. Let's stop joking around. Liebe Zuschauer da draußen und Zuschauerinnen, schön, dass ihr jetzt schon eingeschaltet habt. Wir haben eine Riesenladung an News und natürlich ein großes, fettes Interview mit Mike heute Abend. Und ja, schön, dass jetzt schon Gary, hallo, Steppo, hallo, Stinky Pinky, hello, DJ Fu, hello und Balu ist auch schon da. Schön, dass schon so viele da sind. Sehr cool. Ja, ihr Lieben, bevor wir, I talk German for the moment, okay? Yeah. So, bevor wir in das große Interview mit Mike kommen, natürlich News around the club, aber die erste Frage, wie an jedem Abend, how are you doing, guys? How are you doing, Sean? And stop typing, because we hear the clicking very loud.
I'm doing very, very well, actually. I was sick this weekend, so it's been a rough March for me.
March Madness,
I got-
right? That's the word for it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
I got a
exactly
ride
what
home
Sean
from
is.
our lovely Garrett Middle Village, and as soon as I got out of the car, I vomited all over the place.
Oh, wow.
And then every hour after that, for the next 12 hours. So it's been a solid run for the Shelton household at the moment. But I'm doing very well today. I appreciate it. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to have Mike on. I think it's going to be a great interview. And yeah, I look forward to it.
Thank you. I'm Olm, Bubi. Danke für dein Sub mit dem Prime-Abo. Sehr cool, Dankeschön. Mike, how are you doing
I'm
today?
awesome. You know, another beautiful day in Tirol. Can't ask for much more. Get to hang out with you guys. Well, you and sort
Amen.
of Sean.
I'm here.
Well, sort of, yeah. It's cool.
I mean, I see you.
It's
you
not,
see
yeah,
me.
exactly. It's nice to see you.
Perfect. Is there some energy between you guys?
There's a lot of tension
Uh,
between us.
There's a lot of sexual
A
tension, that's for
lot
sure.
of sexual tension.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Let's keep
have you
this
ever-
for the
Paul, have
late
you
night
ever-
show. Let's keep this part for the late night show, and we stay in the protocol. It's
Just
a
kinda
family-friendly show.
Hold it together a little bit here, Sean.
Exactly. So please, Sean, keep your pants on.
But I'm not wearing pants. Paul, have you ever
surprised.
met somebody? Have you ever met somebody and like instantaneously you're like, okay, you're weird, and you might be as weird as I am. Let's find out. And that's kind of Mike and I's relationship at the
It's
moment.
been a good start.
That's cool.
been a
I
really
mean,
good start.
it's still at least it's a positive start. Imagine you met somebody and your first feeling is, oh no, please.
That's happened.
That
I,
happened before too. Yeah.
I know those too.
But let's keep talking about the positive and the good things. And I'm happy to have you here tonight, and I'm happy that you guys have some positive relationship already.
Just great vibes.
Yeah, great vibes. That's the best thing. So we're gonna have an hour of good energy and good vibes tonight.
Oh yeah.
Perfekt. Okay, zurück ins Deutsche. News around the club. Was ist passiert seit letzter Woche? Relativ viel. Bevor wir zu einem Football-Thema kommen, Basketball als erstes wieder. Wir haben 2 ganz wichtige Basketballspiele gehabt, die beide gewonnen werden konnten. Am Samstagabend gegen die Wörthersee Piraten. Eine Wahnsinnsshow, ganz viel Energy am Feld von unserer Bundesligamannschaft. Und dann gestern Abend das zweite Spiel konnte auch noch gewonnen werden gegen coacht, was Klagenfurt auf Slowenisch heißt, weil es gibt ja in Kärnten eine slowenische Minderheit und es ist eine Mannschaft aus Klagenfurt und wir konnten das auch gewinnen und damit Platz 1 der Conference belegen und nächsten Samstag um 19 Uhr im Landessportcenter das Viertelfinale der Basketball-Bundesliga um die Meisterschaft. Also alle unbedingt kommen, Tickets gehen aller Voraussicht nach morgen raus und dann geht da die Post ab, alle in die Halle kommen, das wird ein richtig geiles Match. Und wenn wir das gewinnen, Woche drauf dann in Mattersburg und hoffentlich brauchen wir kein Spiel 3, wenn es so wäre, dann am Osterwochenende Spiel 3 in Innsbruck. Ja, was gab es noch? Nach wie vor, ich muss es erwähnen, Ticket Sale für die AFL. Die AFL startet oder hat schon gestartet am letzten Sonntag, gestern, mit Ducks gegen Dragons. We're gonna talk about that game too, Mike.
Nice.
But our first game is going to be next Saturday in Telfs, the Tyrolean Derby. And then a week after, our first home game against the Vienna Vikings. And ticket sale. Ticket sale is going really, really good. Please check out tickets.raiders.at. Sichert euch eure Tickets. Check your tickets for that game. It's going to be awesome. Awesome weather, awesome crowd, awesome teams. A lot of specials for that game day. Come and support us and it's going to be awesome because you're going to see this guy playing. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then one really big news, and that's why I changed to English again. We signed or we announced the health insurance for Sean Shelton. It's our left tackle Michael Habetin, which is technically the health insurance for Mr. Shelton, for our quarterback number one.
I wasn't sure where you were going with it. I thought I was actually getting like health insurance, a sponsored or something. But no health insurance would be better than Michael Habetin, that's for sure.
Sean, you know him quite a while. Let's describe him a little bit in 2-3 sentences. And we talked a lot about offensive line in the past, but maybe talk a little bit more about Michael tonight. What is your opinion about him? What is your experience with him?
Well, there's no way I'm keeping it to 2 or 3 sentences. Last year was actually my first year ever play a game as a Raider without Michael Habetin at left tackle. Well, there was one prior in 2015, but every single game up until that point, so let's say 89 out of 90 or whatever I'm at, was with Michael Habetin at left tackle. And you kind of take him for granted, to be honest, because you just don't think about it. You don't think about a rush from that side. You don't think about that 5-tech or walk-up backer or a rush from that side. And then you don't have him. And not saying that the left tackle played poorly last year, whoever stepped in for him. There was kind of a rotation of guys at times. But it was different. It was noticeably different. And I think that's the biggest compliment that I can pay him, is that when he's in, I don't think about him at all. And I don't worry. I mean, he's just, he's one thing. He takes one thing off my plate 99.9% of the time. And I genuinely think he's the best football player I've ever played with. And that's not me. Like, I was thinking about this the other day when we announced him, like, I genuinely think he's better at his job on a football field than anybody I've ever played football with.
On any position.
On any position. He's better at his job.
Yeah. And I think that's a big compliment. And I had the honor to play with him. I played center with him. And he's not the loudest, he's not the guy always in the spotlight, but he's probably the most consistent and strongest offensive lineman we ever had, and he's very, very good in his craft. And you saw him.
Oh yeah.
You didn't play yet with him,
No.
but you saw him. He's a beast, and for people who don't know him, check out his Facebook or Instagram page and check the photos with his double biceps. There's probably not a lot of football players in Europe having these big arms, and he can use them very good for protecting the quarterback or making holes open for the running back. So a very, very big thing for us, and it's really, really cool that he's back and helps our offensive line, because he's now the veteran there, and helps obviously to protect Sean.
Yes.
So
Objective numero uno.
that's why he's your health insurance.
Makes sense.
Mike, you played in a lot of teams, and you played in Europe, you played in the States. How is your relationship to the offensive line? How important is it for a running back?
It's always great. I mean, having a good offensive line makes everything work.
Louder.
Right. It's always important
You
to
gotta
have.
use your big boy voice, Mike.
So it's always really important to have no, but really having a good offensive line and one that you have good chemistry with is always important, right? I don't need to tell either you guys that as an offensive lineman and a quarterback, but right, I've always felt that the teams that I have the best chemistry with the O-line are the teams that consistently perform the best.
Right.
Right, and it's also really nice to be at the bottom of a pile and having 2 or 3 of your guys help you up afterwards every time. It's a nice feeling. Looking forward to that this Saturday.
And these are your bodyguards.
Yeah,
And they
absolutely.
they help you, and it's probably the unit in American football which get at least recognition and awards or something. But I think it's true. Without a good offensive lineman, you don't win anything.
Oh, absolutely.
But it starts everything with the offensive line.
Absolutely. In fact,
It makes everything so much more difficult.
Yeah. This Christmas, I actually got my national team. I got all the starting 5 offensive linemen's gifts of pictures from the European Championship.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, it was cool.
That's nice. We have a couple questions. There's a discussion in the chat going on about our DJ. DJ Fu is in the chat, and that's our DJ, obviously. And I don't know why he's not answering the questions. He will also be
DJ
at
Fu.
the basketball game next Saturday. So if somebody wants to listen to live DJing, come and support our basketball team next Saturday. And then Stinky Pinky is asking, why is Mike so close to the microphone?
I'm sorry. I'll be closer from now on. Stinky Pinky.
Okay. So, just, Mike, make sure that the thing always goes into the yellow, and then people can hear you properly.
Okay.
Yeah?
Can do.
Perfect. Okay. That was it for the moment for the news around the club. Tickets. That's the most important thing. Come support us at our home games. And for the Tirolian Raiders Fans, kommt alle nach Telfs und unterstützt uns da, weil am Samstag 18 Uhr Telfs Patriots gegen SWARCO Raiders Tirol, unser AFL Kickoff Game. Good. Now, Mike.
Now, Paul.
I leave the first question to Sean.
Really?
You can start, Gentili.
That is an
This
honor.
is big.
No, I think Paul set a format for last interview. I think the interview with Nick was really, really good. And so what I think is really going to be interesting with you is Nick's had a unique run, a lot of not only what he did in Europe, but what he did in the States. But I think with you, obviously what you shared with me about your time in the States and everything that happened is super unique. But what I want to focus on is, since you've come to Europe, I think your path through American football is pretty unique, and that's kind of what I want to cover. So in 2018, for various amount of circumstances, you just moved to Italy and just said, hey, I'm ready for a change.
Yeah.
And you know, Granny was Italian, so I can get a passport and let's start over.
Yeah.
Can you explain what that process was, and kind of like sitting on the plane going to Italy
Yeah, man.
and just going, hey, I'm leaving this super super successful career that I've been on, and I'm ready for a change. And now I land in Italy, and I got to find a job. Explain that for us a little bit. What was going through your mind in these times?
So it was the end of 2017, and I had kind of, like we talked about, I won't get into it too much just for sake of time, but I had some things go down in my life that kind of gave me an opportunity to reevaluate and refocus some of the things that I was kind of prioritizing. And one of the things that I had kind of always come back to me and always kind of reshuffled itself to the top of my list of things that I wanted to do was just be involved with football. And another one of those top things was be back in Italy. And so, right, like you said, at one point at the end of 2017, I broke the lease on my apartment, sold everything I owned, bought a one-way flight to Rome, and started calling football teams, right? I hadn't played in a while. I got myself a spot on the Lazio Ducks. Very, very luckily, with no film over the last 5 years and just some college film to go off of. They kind of took a shot on me, for which I'll forever be grateful. And then my career in Europe has kind of been steady since then.
Awesome. Before we go more into your European career, maybe for the people outside who don't know the Italian stallion, Mike, you are playing running back and obviously some special teams position as returners or gunner. Let's go one step back, maybe not too much, but
It's a lot of steps.
obviously you played football already in the States, right?
Yep.
So you went through your whole high school time. What was the name of the team?
The Leominster Blue Devils.
Where is it? In which state? I
It
never
is in
heard about it.
Massachusetts. It's about 40 minutes west of Boston.
It's the state. The name of the state is.
Massachusetts.
Yeah, nobody can say that here in Europe.
It's tough.
Say it again.
Massachusetts. A lot of A's, a lot of S's.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
Sean can't even say it.
Massachusetts. So
Words are tough.
then you already played running back there?
No, I actually played linebacker in high school. We had a phenomenal running back that I grew up playing with, a kid by the name of Jonathan Hernandez, who was #1 player in the state like every year. So I grew up and I was on defense, he was on offense, and we were the team captains there. And then once I got to college, I kind of tried my hand at running back because I'm a little small to play linebacker in college, and had a lot of fun. Just kind of ran with it from there.
Perfect. You mentioned college already. Where did you went after high school?
So I went to the University of New Hampshire. I was there for about a year. And then things didn't really work out there. I took some time off and started to focus more on what I, at the time, I thought was going to be my career, which was as a strength and conditioning coach. I worked at the university, or Northeastern University, with the hockey teams, track teams there, and then I was super lucky to get a job with the University of Texas football team, and I was there for like end of 2011 into 2012, and then from there I'd kind of missed playing football again, so I found a school that in Boston that had a great strength and conditioning program and a football team. So I transferred my credits over to Bridgewater State University and finished my collegiate career there.
Nice. As a running back.
Yep. Yeah.
Is it because I mean you're into fitness and things like that? Is it that why you're so ripped? Because I heard you have a six-pack. Is it true?
Who told you that?
Sean told me.
It's true.
Okay.
I only showed Sean though.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah. I thought it was. I thought
It's disgusting.
I thought we were gonna keep that to ourselves, but.
But
he doesn't know what a real man's body looks like. You know what I mean? Maybe
you may
maybe
not
when
like
he
it, but
becomes-
this is peak
maybe
male
when he
performance.
exactly. Maybe when you get fatherhood strength, like Paul and I have,
Someday.
your body will reach its final form.
Yeah. Hopefully.
So next to the sport of American football, working out and fitness was always a big part for you, right?
For
So
sure.
you worked in this
Yep. Yeah,
section.
I worked in the industry for a while. I was super fortunate to work under some of the best strength and conditioning coaches in the field. Get to meet a lot of guys like Mike Boyle, Eric Cressy. Boston at the time was a big hub for strength and conditioning. So I was lucky to meet and work with a lot of great people.
Are you more that fitness, how is it called, this new thing? No, it's not new anymore. CrossFit thing?
No,
or are you more into
hate
heavyweight
CrossFit.
weightlifting?
A little. I think they both have their place, but if you're trying to improve your athletic performance, there's really only one way to go, and that's lifting, running.
Yeah.
CrossFit's not it.
Perfect. So that was your US time, and then the thing Sean asked you happened. You decided.
Hey, Paul, when
yeah?
you gave me the first question, what question did you think I was going to ask?
I don't know. I wanted to let you.
Just shoot from the hip.
It was a spontaneous decision.
Paul likes to start at people's high school days, so I was taking a risk by jumping.
Time ago.
Yeah, I always.
Yeah,
liked.
I mean, we were born in the 80s. I mean.
Yeah, that's right.
Because how old are you, Mike?
Yes.
You're younger than myself, so.
Am I?
Yes.
When did you graduate?
man.
Yes. Yeah. You're younger. You're 30.
33.
33. See, I just turned.
Hey, your wiki's
30.
wrong.
Is it?
Oh, no, you just turned 33. Yeah.
Can you update it?
No, that's right. I'm wrong. I'm an idiot.
Oh.
Okay. Then the moment happened when you decided, okay, hey, you want to move to Italy.
Yeah.
Why Italy? I mean, your last name is
Yep.
Italian,
Yeah.
so you have a Italian. What is the English word?
Citizenship?
No, the
Heritage.
heritage.
Yeah.
You're original from which part of the States?
Boston.
Boston. So the whole is it? Yeah, it's on the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big Italian community, right, in the
Yeah.
cities there.
Absolutely.
So who is actually? I mean, you are Italian, but which generation of your family moved to the States?
My father's father moved there.
Your father's father, before the war or after the war, or when?
Before.
Before the war.
Yeah.
So your father was already born in the States.
Yep.
And then obviously you were born too. And for the people who don't know, there's a relatively, maybe most of the guys don't know, because there's a lot of Italian US football players,
Yeah.
and there's also a lot of Italian US football players in Europe, because
Yeah.
it's easier for them
Exactly.
to come to Europe and get a visa.
Yeah.
So you are officially Italian.
Oh, they hand them out like playing cards. You know what I mean?
Well, listen. This is another topic for another day. It took me 5 years to get my passport.
So it's not that easy.
It's easier for other. So I did it before football in
Yeah.
Europe was even on my radar.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because I always wanted to move here permanently.
Yeah.
So I started the process in like 2010, just because it was something I wanted to do,
Yeah.
and then finally got it done. And then years later, then it came up, and I was like, "Oh, this is super valuable for my football career now."
Of course. From which region is your grandfather's family coming?
Le Marche,
Where is that?
near Ancona.
Oh,
So it's on the east coast, about halfway up.
okay. And did you spoke Italian at home in the States?
no.
Did your father
No,
still?
my dad didn't know any.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my grandfather didn't teach my father any.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you started learning Italian when you came to Europe.
Yeah.
But I heard you speak pretty good Italian now. It's been a while you are in Italy. and,
It's been quite some time.
and around Italian people. But let's go back. You started then in Rome for the Lazio Ducks.
Yeah.
I like their mascot.
Super cool.
I like
super
their
cool
logo.
Yeah,
it's a
I
cool
like it a
logo.
lot, yeah.
It's colorful and it's
Yeah.
a nice logo. I've never been in Rome. Is it that magical? How people say?
Oh my God, it's the best city in the world.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
I-
beautiful.
I heard that about New York. I heard that about London.
What is
I heard-
this? What says the guy from Tampa Bay, giving me that face? Come on, come on.
Sean, have you been to Rome?
I've been to Rome 3 times actually.
Oh,
Never
nice.
called me. Interesting.
Huh?
I said didn't call me once. It's interesting.
Well, yeah, I had a lot of other people I would like to meet.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. You know a lot of people in Rome besides me.
Well, the Pope, first of all, you know,
Fair enough.
private tour of the Vatican, you know. So that was nice.
That's
Uh,
the perks of being the Raiders QB, huh?
Yeah.
Private tour of the Vatican.
Okay.
no, Rome is a beautiful city, but it's also one of the more hectic cities I think
Yeah.
I've ever been in. It's like a city built on top of a city, built on top of a city,
Yeah.
and it's very noticeable. And
Yeah.
but I'm not a big city guy, so Says the guy living in a dorf in the middle of nowhere, Tirol.
Yeah, I spent my first couple years outside the city near the beach, and then the last few years outside the city in the mountains. So I haven't really lived downtown much, but it's always a stone's throw away.
But you fell in love with Italy at that time and with Rome.
Absolutely.
So DJ Fu is just writing in the chat that, do you know that Sean loves Pizza Hawaii? It's his favorite pizza.
So Sean, you and I will have to take this offline if there's any semblance of truth to that. But just
DJ Fu knows. DJ Fu is just DJ Fu-ing around. No, I would not eat pineapples on my pizza.
I'm proud of you, buddy.
Okay. And then the time it was over, and there was probably a time right before COVID, you decided, hey, I want to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then you agreed to a very successful program in Germany, the Schwäbisch Hall Unicorns. And then COVID came.
That was tough.
They didn't play the season.
Yeah. It's funny, I moved up there. My girlfriend and I moved to Schwäbisch Hall in November of 2019. And the weekend COVID hit, we were actually here in Innsbruck for a bachelor party for one of the guys on the Unicorns.
Oh, really?
And that was my first time in Innsbruck.
Nice. And then you fell in love with Innsbruck.
Yeah, I fell in love with Innsbruck, and I said, you know what? In a couple of years,
you're gonna be here.
Back.
It took you and us 2 years to connect, because there were some more stations. So no season in Schwäbisch Hall, obviously.
No.
But
that was tough.
The Scandinavian countries at that time had a different strategy when it came to COVID and sports and all these things, and you had the chance to play for the Helsinki Roosters.
Yep. That was awesome.
Where we also have a connection with Sean, because Sean also played in Finland for the Roosters. So how was it, this completely culture change between Rome, Italy, the Italian mentality, and then going to Scandinavia where nobody talks?
It was cool. I was lucky to get up there. So the head coach and president let me make sure the head coach and president of the Roosters, Juha Hakala, was the defensive coordinator for the Ducks my second year. And as soon as the season got officially canceled in Germany, it had kind of been back and forth between like, okay, we're not going to play now, we're just going to delay it, and then this and that. And then it got officially canceled, and Juha gave me a call, asked if I wanted to come to Helsinki for a little bit. I said absolutely. Jumped on a plane the next day. I was up in Finland for about a month and a half, 2 months.
Till the season was over?
Yeah, until the season was over, and then after the season ended in Finland, got introduced to a couple of guys in Örebro in Sweden, and then went over and finished the season out there.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was cool. It was fun.
Sean, what were your first impressions when you stepped on Finnish land?
No, it was an odd question. When I stepped in the land of Finland,
Swami land.
No, it was a really, really positive experience. I got picked up at the airport by the Hakala Juha, and he, everybody I met was some of the nicest people. You know, I had no intention of leaving Helsinki or the Roosters until I got a call from the Raiders. I was very satisfied there. I thought my teammates were great, the coaches were great. It's a really, really great organization. And Helsinki's a beautiful city. Now, granted, I was only there for the summer, and I would only be there for the summer.
That's key.
Yeah. Hey, so Mike, you probably got there in August then, or so?
Yeah, the first time I got there in August.
Right. What was your first thought about the sun setting at like midnight?
Bizarre.
It was the weirdest thing ever, right?
Super weird.
Like really the longest time of the year is June, but I also got there in August or so, or late July.
It was also crazy because like every night it was setting like 45 minutes earlier.
Yeah, no, that was an exaggeration. It's 7 minutes.
Barely.
No, but to your point, I got there in August. I was there for 2 months as well. We probably have a similar timeline in that regard. And when I got there, we were out at a nightclub, sun up, at 1 o'clock in the morning or whatever. Like sun, it didn't really go down. It just kind of went like,
it's kind of like that twilight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then by the end of the season, we practiced maybe like 7 to 9. Yeah. By the end of the season, the lights needed to be turned on before practice.
Yeah.
I mean,
now they practice at like 5 or 6 some nights, and we need the lights on at the beginning of practice. Like like going into Maple Bowl, it was like getting dark at like 4:30.
It's the most
unreal.
Insane. Yeah. Mike, did you have to do any type of initiation with the Roosters, or what was the?
I didn't.
What was the?
Right, I didn't have to do any. No, unfortunately. So I'd known a bunch of the guys, and obviously I knew a bunch of the staff as well. So I felt like I had a pretty good relationship with a lot of them. But it would have been cool to be there for preseason and get to do some of that stuff. But both years, 20 and 21, I got there sort of in the middle of the season.
Sean, you might did it. Is it something with sauna? Or
No. I joined in mid-season,
stuff.
But it was a kind of a unique. The year I got there, they did a sauna competition of how long somebody could sit in the sauna.
Safe.
Which was, super safe. No, I got there mid-season, but it was unique because I had played against them earlier in the season. And so all the defensive line knew me, and it was a vocal game,
naturally.
Let's say.
Really? You had a vocal game playing against the Roosters.
The D-line?
Who was it, like Oko, those guys? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Santu runs his mouth. And so I was, and the thing about Finnish people is you really don't get to know them or become friends with them until you go out with them.
Exactly.
Right? So reserved until they go out.
Yeah.
And they did something really cool, actually. And Paul, I hope it's okay if I take some time on this.
Of course. I mean, I can leave and you can talk about Helsinki, and I get me a water because my glass is empty. So keep talking.
Okay. I couldn't tell if he was being sarcastic or not.
Let me just get myself into the middle here.
And they did something really cool, actually.
Yeah.
So all 4 of the starting D linemen sat me down at the bar, and they did a different drink.
Okay.
That was, special to Finland in some way, or them personally.
Yeah.
So I want to say the
salmiakki.
So the first one was salmiakki, which is the Finnish drink or whatever the case may be.
The devil's liquor.
It's disgusting. The next one was called a fisherman's shot.
Okay.
Which is what the fishermen used to drink to stay warm during the winter, which was absolutely disgusting, worse than salmiakki.
I would imagine.
The third one was tequila, because that defensive lineman just liked tequila. And the fourth one I don't remember.
I don't remember. Perfect.
But but the way they did it was so cool. They sat me down and this is why you're drinking this. This is part of our culture. Yeah. This is why this is important. I want to introduce you to what we do here, which is drink a lot.
Yeah.
And then they wanted me to do it again. And I ran to the bathroom, and they came into the bathroom and dragged me out. And then it got to the point, Mike, that the bartender, every time he saw me, he would just hand me a water. Like, hey, you. But I'll still, the parts I remember fondly, because it's a good group up there.
Yeah, man. I've never heard of anybody having a bad time as an import in Finland in general, and definitely not with the Roosters, right?
How was Sweden in comparison to Finland?
Very different. I had a blast. Again, like, I was super lucky to kind of be dropped into a team in the middle of the season that had great chemistry.
Orebro is a great organization as well.
It is, and Orebro is a really cool city. It's very. There's a lot of things that Innsbruck reminds me of Orebro, right? It's very much centered around the sports teams. There's a big stadium right downtown. There's a lot of things that are focused on the athletics, and it was cool. And super tight knit team. All those guys have been playing together forever. the football community in Sweden's pretty close. It's not a huge football community. So it was really cool to get to know those guys and get to experience all that and get to kind of see what American football Swedish version was like. Right, I didn't really know anything about it before getting there, and I just jumped in head first, and it was super, super cool. I loved it.
Cool. Then 2000 or anything else to Helsinki or?
No, I was going to talk in 2020, talking about jumping into things. Was Åbo your last stop?
It was not, actually.
Exactly.
Then the internet is wrong.
Yeah, I played one game for a team in Bosnia called the Banja Luka Rebels. Shout out Rebels. With one of my now sworn enemies, Alexander Milanovic. Called me up, asked if I wanted to go on a little trip down to Bosnia.
You know him from Helsinki, right?
Did
you play with him in Helsinki?
No, he was there the year before me, but I knew him through a bunch of guys up there. Asked if I wanted to go down on a trip, play some football, help coach the team up, right? Just kind of be an ambassador to the sport. And it was one of the coolest experiences I've ever had, both on the sports side of things, the culture side of things, the food side of things. Unbelievable. Just a truly beautiful country, like natural beauty through the roof. Unbelievable group of guys that just want to hang out, play football, get better. That whole organization is very committed to growing the sport within the city. It was really fun. I feel very fortunate that I was able to do that.
Cool.
Yeah.
So 3 teams in 1 year. That's something not many players can say in Europe.
That was tough.
And you did it again in 2021, and you went direction southwest again. So you went to Spain.
Yep, I did.
The Spanish Liga, for all the guys out there, is starting earlier than most of the other leagues in Europe. So a lot of imports are doing this thing.
Yeah.
Going first into Spain or Italy and then going maybe to the north. And you did it exactly. You played for the Osas Rifas and then for Helsinki again.
Yep.
And you played a European championship for your national team last year. And it wasn't the American national team. It is.
The Italian.
It was and it is still the Italian national team.
Sir.
So technically, again, you played for 3 teams last
Yeah.
season. Then you guys won the European Championship.
Yeah, we did. That was awesome.
And you sat there with the trophy and decided, no, it's not over. I want to continue playing.
Oh yeah, have to. We qualified for the World Championships in Germany, summer 23. So, got to at least keep it going till then. I'm feeling good. I think I got some gas left in the tank. So, why not?
Awesome. And then we contacted you, and we found together. Yeah. And obviously, you fell in love with Sean.
Yeah,
and
that was probably the biggest thing. Honestly.
And awesome. And you are now a special guy for us because.
Thank you.
No, because.
Yeah, but like you know how he meant
yeah,
special.
I know what he meant. I know what he meant.
Just so everybody's on the same page.
Yeah, I think we all get it.
Okay,
good. Because you are coaching. Because we didn't mention all your coaching career. Because you coached a lot already. You coached everywhere. I think you even coach in the States, right? A little bit high school.
Yeah, a couple times.
Yeah. So you have also a lot of coaching experience, and you're gonna be our European League of Football running backs coach.
Yes, sir.
Is that right?
Yes, sir. Very excited for that.
Awesome. And on the other side, because you still have gas in your tank, you're gonna be our Italian stallion for the Austrian Football League's team. And I think this combination is very raw, at least for the Raiders. We had guys like Sean by himself who played in our first team and coached in the second team, but vice versa, I really can't remember. Sean, can you remember? Was there any in the last 5 to 10 years?
Not that I can remember. No, maybe a guy who played here and there, but not a committed role like what we have this year.
So you will be part of this new adventure, ELF. You had the chance to meet a couple of the players and of course the coaches. You know, you guys, the running backs you're gonna coach. Let's start with the ELF because before we go more into the AFL. Just quickly, what are your expectations? What do you think are our goals going to be? And what is your first impression of our ELF Tyrolean squad, because all the international players are not here yet. Yeah.
Well, I mean, first thing, I think the goal has to be to win the league, right? It needs to be to be the ELF champs, and I think that's one of the biggest reasons that I'm here, because this is a program whose expectations are set to winning, and we do all the things that are necessary to make that happen consistently. Right, like I obviously like to joke around a lot all the time, but when it comes to football, preparing for games, preparing for the season, putting the work in that it takes to, be a champion, to be a winner, I'm always as serious as I can be about that. And when I first got in touch with Coach Kevin and Coach Kyle, and they had kind of explained to me the way that they approach this, the way that kind of the entire organization gets behind the team, I thought it was a great fit, and it's something that I was extremely excited to become a part of. I think we got a great team. Guys get after it at practice all the time, in workouts, and I think a lot of people are going to have their eyes on Innsbruck when the ELF season kicks off, rightfully so.
Sounds great. It's really interesting for me, and maybe for Sean too, that you are here for a couple of weeks and you already talk and think like a Raider. That's awesome. It's nice to see what. Maybe I ask you later again, or we get more into detail, because I heard you're a really positive guy with a lot of energy.
Try to be.
But when it comes to business, you serious, because this was the right moment. We were joking around before, and then I asked you about the ELF and your coaching job. Okay, serious. I have to talk. Yeah. So it's cool to see that you.
It's a tough balance.
It's a tough balance, but especially in as a coach, you can't be that guy who doesn't take it serious.
Exactly.
So that's great to see. So for the ELF, for the guys out there, just that you guys know, we have some little workouts with the guys, but the whole season kicks off in the first of May, when the whole team comes together. And there are two questions about the ELF. The one is about the jersey of Sean, which is not available at the ELF shop right now. I will ask them.
Sold out, huh?
Maybe it's already sold out, but I will ask them, and we will figure things out. And I hope it's gonna be available long time before we play in Cologne, so before the first weekend of June. So Baloo, I hope you get your jersey right in time.
Me too.
And for Stinky Pinky, it's the same. And Sean also, you probably want the guys out there wearing your jersey.
I have a couple of homemade ones.
I was just
if anyone wants to buy them.
Yeah, half off. That would be a very profitable business venture. You know what I was thinking?
Paul's leaving again.
Pause. Pause.
That's right. There's like 6.
You can wear this, right?
Do you want me to put it on?
So yeah.
You can if you want.
Sean, do you want me to put it on?
That one was very form fitting for me. No, I was thinking.
This thing wouldn't fit a G.I.
when you were
Joe.
saying that. When I was thinking if what is it, Bolog? If there's a guy in Cologne, if there's one guy who spent money on a number 12 Raiders jersey and is wearing it at the game in Cologne, it's just like, that would be such a cool moment. Like that one guy that I've never met before in my life wants to spend money on something that represents me. How cool is that?
Yeah, he wants an autograph on it. So at least you guys have to meet them at the day.
I'll sign your baby. I don't care.
I don't think anybody wants that.
No.
Whatever. You'd be surprised what people ask me to sign.
Okay, so let's switch to the AFL. You're going to be the running back. Season kicks off this Saturday. Yes. A long preparation, a lot of camps. We just finished our last camp last weekend, and when I check your stats from your European time, you have 4,300 plus yards rushing, 39 touchdowns in 38 career games in Europe, and you were called the top dual passport player in the top 100 in Europe. So, no,
wait a second.
Read it again.
I don't know.
Name top dual passport player to watch.
That's right.
No, it's
that's right.
Name top dual passport players to watch. and you were named top 100 player in Europe with a dual passport. Versatile
Okay.
back, able to run, catch, return, and block at a very high level. This is
How many dual passport guys are running around Europe? 101?
wow.
I mean, that doesn't.
It was 2 different lists. Top dual passports
Okay.
and then top 100.
Dual passports.
No, just top 100.
Top 100.
A
players.
top 100. Okay. Well, Paul said that in a very confusing manner.
Yeah, I just
That
had
was
to
very-
really try. But so
Mike Gelatotini is a top 100 dual passport
that's-
player in Europe.
Michele Pizza Pasta to you. Put some respect on my name.
I don't speak Italian.
See, yes, you do.
There you go. Just
yeah.
sign language.
Let's move on to the AFL.
Let's move on, Sean.
You practiced a lot. You will play running back for us. How is your impression of the team? How is your expectations about that season? Because it's a new project, a new team, new coaching staff in the AFL. And how are you doing with the Raiders right now?
Man, I'm super excited about this season with the AFL team. Right, it's one of those things. Right, like you said, it's a new project. So we've got a couple of different groups of guys who are coming up from the U19 Raiders, guys who played for the Raiders 2 before, a bunch of new guys, and then a couple of imports. And it's cool to see how everybody's starting to come together right now. We're very fortunate to have a great coaching staff with Coach Grandflow.
You know that he's the Austrian running back legend.
Oh yeah. Oh, I watched the film from I think it was 2009 Euro Bowl this week. Awesome. So cool. He's just up with his shaved head and the leg up. Yeah, awesome. And Coach Nick Garrett on defense, who was on with you guys last week, I think. As well as a ton of other great position coaches, and they're doing a great job kind of getting us going the right way. And one of the things for me that's the most exciting is, as a team on both sides of the ball, we literally get better every single time we're on the field. Which, right?
So the process of improvement is
exactly, and right as a coach and as just a fan of football and someone who's invested in this program, like that's such a great thing to see. Especially with such a young group of guys, I think you're going to see us consistently get better as the year goes on.
Awesome. So it's maybe when we talk about the goals for the season, obviously, of course, we want to win everything again.
Yep.
After watching the first game of the AFL season this year, yesterday, Ducks against the Dragons, what are your feelings? Because the Ducks they just moved up to the league. The Dragons, they have a different phase. They lost a couple of guys to ELF teams. One of the best players came to us, which is pretty nice.
I don't think we're complaining too much about that.
No. Shout out to
He's
Philip
good.
Howen.
He's pretty good.
He's pretty good. But what are your thoughts about the level of play? Also, when you compare it in your head to all the other leagues you played in, and what do you think what we can achieve?
Yeah, I think this year in the AFL, it's sort of becoming cliche and people talking about this, but it's really wide open this year. I think for too long, you've seen the Austrian league that's just SWARCO and Vienna, SWARCO and Vienna, SWARCO Vienna, SWARCO Vienna, and I mean, obviously, no offense to you guys, but as a fan outside of Austria, it kind of got a little bit boring to follow the league.
Also, in Austria, it got boring.
Yeah, and so having this where, right, you've got 10 teams that are kind of all right here now, and it's anybody's game. I think every week there's going to be close games. We're going to have our work cut out for us, as I think we have considerably less imports than any other team in the league. I think I saw Salzburg's roster. They had like 5 Americans and then like 2 or 3 other European guys, and we've got.
But don't say too much now.
Yeah. So it's going to be like we're going to have our work cut out for us, but also, like I said, we get better every time. We've got a great group of local guys. We've got guys who are super committed, who really want to win and do well. And right, for me, the goal's win the AFL again. And I think that's everybody's goal, and we're going to keep working for that until the end of July.
Perfect. Sounds great. Sean, before we move on to some topics outside of football, do you have anything? Do we have a question for Mike when it comes to football?
How was camp?
It was good. It was good.
Yeah.
Short, beautiful weather, obviously. Tirol.
Yeah, it was really
in March,
nice.
amazing.
Always. It never snows in March, April, or May.
Well, let's hope it stays like that.
It's going to snow tomorrow.
It's supposed to snow here. It's supposed to snow 10 centimeters this weekend.
Perfect.
Yeah, awesome. No, but did you see? You kind of touched on it, but can you kind of go into detail of things that you thought were, you took significant steps in this weekend as compared to the weekend before in preparation to you guys' first game week?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think our quarterbacks and receivers are starting to develop a little bit better chemistry. Our offensive line are starting to pick up some of those.
Always is difficult at the start.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when you've got a complete group of guys that have never played together as a unit before. Same thing on the offensive line, right? I think probably the biggest strides we've taken over the last few weeks have been up front on the offensive line. We finally got, I think, a solid group of starting five that are working together now, and they're starting to get better with the blitz pickups and running our different plays into different looks. That's going a lot better. Our defense is solid, right? We're gonna be real good there, and I think we're getting a lot more of those wrinkles in and getting more comfortable in a lot of our coverages and our checks and stuff. So I think like the little things like that, without giving too much away before we go smack the Patriots, right? Those are things that I'm looking forward to being a part of, and then watching from the sideline while we play.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. One last question, maybe half football, half normal life, is you saw a lot of places in Europe and you traveled a lot, and it seems like that you decided relatively early that you want to live permanently in Europe. What would you say is the most beautiful place to be in Europe? Maybe not to live, but to visit. What is do you have a secret spot to tell the audience?
Oh man, well, it wouldn't be very secret then. I really like Southern Italy. Yeah, I've spent a pretty good amount of time in Calabria. It's beautiful, highly underrated. The weather's amazing. The people are great. The food's spectacular. The beaches are unbelievable, and it's not super crowded like in Sicilia or Amalfi Coast or Puglia or places like that.
I mean, it's quite far away too.
It is, yeah.
Italy is long.
Yeah, that's one thing. I feel like a lot of people don't realize like how big Italy really is. Yeah. It's far. It's like almost 3,000 kilometers from here almost.
So when you are retired someday, also like when you're 60, 70 years old, you want to be there?
Yeah, probably.
On the balcony with a good glass of red wine and a good pizza.
It wouldn't be the worst.
Wouldn't be the worst,
Would not
right?
be the worst.
Always great weather, good beaches.
Exactly.
Nice food, nice people.
For.
Cool. Thanks.
That sounds nice.
Yeah.
It's nice. You can come whenever you want, Sean.
I will. I imagine us sitting on a balcony or a terrace somewhere, and I'm eating like mozzarella like an apple.
Yeah.
That's what I just pictured
on
the coast.
I can see that. We can make that happen.
Yeah. No, that would be really nice.
Looking forward to it.
Awesome. Alrighty then. Before we come to an end, we have these Entweder-Oder-Fragen. And which means I tell you two things and you have to pick one of each, and there's no in the middle. There's no just one or two, right?
All gas, no brakes.
Exactly. Comedy or drama?
Comedy.
Of course. Dog or cat?
Dogs. Shout out Bimba and Lola.
Mike has two dogs.
I do. They were in the office earlier this week.
Yeah, and some really nice story behind it. You both picked them up from the street, right?
Yep. Found them both abandoned on the side of the road.
So you have also a big heart. Makes you very...
very likable character.
Exactly, makes you really likable. Chocolate or gummy bears?
Ooh, that's tough. Situationally, I would go with both, but I'm gonna have to take chocolate.
Yeah. Backpack or suitcase?
Backpack.
Soccer or Formula One?
F1.
Mercedes or BMW?
BMW.
Watching TV or doing a puzzle?
Puzzle.
Really? Nice. Is it the truth?
I don't watch a ton of TV, honestly.
Okay,
Yeah.
So
More.
How many puzzles do you do?
No, it's not.
I don't
Puzzle,
know, man.
puzzle is a
He
word
gave me
for
the
making
choice.
a game or doing a table game,
word
or how
for
you call
doing a
it.
table game.
Yeah.
Sean.
Yeah, it's a verb for doing a puzzle.
Yeah, but whatever.
If you mean like playing cards or playing a game,
Tea or
you're talking
coffee?
about doing a puzzle.
Coffee.
Okay.
Can we mute him?
Just move on.
No, we can't move him. Mute him. I don't. Now he muted himself.
Okay, unmute yourself.
Okay.
McDonald's or Burger King?
McDonald's.
I'm a
I guess.
fitness coach. I don't eat fast food.
Saturated fats. Eat.
Can we give us a virtual high five, Sean? Like pro fast food?
Yeah. Yeah. Don't worry that my wife is a nutrition coach.
Car or bicycle?
Car.
Beer or wine?
Wine.
Chilling or having a party?
Chilling.
Black or white?
Black.
Summer or winter?
Summer. Oh my god.
Superman or Batman?
Well, Superman's a hero. Batman's just a guy in a cape and a mask. So gotta go Superman.
Thank you.
Gotta go
Thank you.
Superman.
You know how many people answer Batman?
Because he's the cool guy.
I'm not
How?
He's cool. Bruce Wayne's a cool dude, but he's not a superhero.
Yes. And Batman's not a cool guy. Bruce Wayne is a cool guy.
So
Batman's
maybe
not.
I have to change it to Superman or Aquaman.
I think that's a
That's fair.
Yeah.
I think
that's a
one is Superman underwater.
See?
Can Superman hold his breath? Can he go
I don't
like go
think so.
underwater? I don't know.
I think water is his kryptonite.
I think kryptonite is his kryptonite.
Mountains or the ocean?
Like if you asked me 2 months ago, I would have said the ocean, but now I've got to say mountains.
Nice. Fruits or vegetables?
Fruit.
Chaotic or being organized?
Being organized.
Traveling or staying at home?
Traveling.
Apartment or owning a house?
Well, I would love to own a house someday. So own a house.
Preparing food by yourself or ordering food? Three, two, one.
Preparing by myself.
City or countryside?
Country.
Sweating or having cold?
Sweating.
Basketball or football?
Like American football?
Yeah.
Football.
Football. Cheerleading or cheer dance?
What's the difference?
Cheerleading, they do pyramids and
Okay.
they are doing things on different stages.
Okay.
And cheer dance is just on one level and more dance elements. And cheerleading have more tumbling and
So cheerleading is like the more acrobatic gymnastic.
Exactly.
Cheerleading.
Thank you.
Bring it on. Cheerleading.
Cheer. Okay, got it. And then cheer dance is more like
I don't want to offend anybody, so I don't know what to compare it
pitch
to.
perfect.
No. Step up.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Okay.
dance groups,
Okay.
hip hop
More
dance,
like
and
Channing Tatum.
jazz
style.
dance. Yeah.
Well, in the first one,
Yeah,
but then
yeah,
the
yeah.
rest of the 7 he wasn't in.
Really? I thought he was like the face of the franchise there.
He was in the second one, but very briefly.
Okay.
Disappointing. Magic Mike is probably what you're thinking of.
Always.
Okay. Thanks for your questions. For your answers.
Hey, no problem, man.
And now we are coming to the end, and maybe to one of my favorite categories of the show is the
Picking a
Spotify
song
playlist.
for the
Pick a song.
playlist. So do we have like a certain vibe that we're going for here?
No,
Is this
just
like
you can pick whatever you want.
any song.
Any song. I mean, yes.
Yes.
I start,
Yeah.
so you guys have 10 more seconds.
Okay.
I take Ostseemuse von Ronny Trettmann, which is a song about the East Sea, how you call Baltic Sea.
Mm-hmm.
And he met a girl there on his holidays, and he's coming from near my hometown. And
Sounds lovely.
It's a nice song. Ronny Trettmann. People don't know him as Ronny Trettmann anymore. Now his name is Trettmann.
Okay.
But at that time he was performing as Ronny Trettmann.
Okay.
So, Mike, now your call.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, that's good.
So it's J-I-M-I.
Yeah, sorry.
There you go. M-I. There we go.
Hendrix.
And I think I'm gonna go with, let's see, let's do Voodoo Child, Slight Return. Yeah,
Voodoo
first
Child,
one right
Slight
there.
Return. To the playlist, yes. And now, Sean.
I'm gonna go with Valentina's favorite song at the moment. Well, second favorite song. First is Baby Shark.
It's a good song. It's a banger.
Yeah. But her second favorite song is Jukebox Hero. I forget who sings it.
Jukebox Hero.
It's by Foreigner.
Foreigner.
Oh, there's a bunch of them. There's one Siler. Foreigner.
Foreigner is the original.
Okay. So, and then I'm going to share the playlist in the chat, and it would be really nice of you guys if you could just follow this playlist, because there are already 57 songs on it, and just listen to it. It's a great sampler of great music from all our guests and from Sean and myself. That's it, gentlemen. We're gonna see us in Telfs this weekend, 6 p.m.
Yeah.
and cheering for the Raiders. And we see us also at 7 p.m. in the basketball. So you got in the basketball gym. So you guys have to decide where you want to be. But there's a lot of Raiders action. There's a lot of Raiders action going on. And then also on the 9th of April at 4 p.m. I think we are in the American Football Centrum of Innsbruck playing the Dacia Vienna Vikings as our home opener. Check your tickets. There are still the season passes available for €30 for all games. So you better.
That's not bad.
Huh?
€30 for all the games?
For all the games.
That's not bad.
That's a really special offer
bad.
to our local fans, and I think we can sell this stadium out on every given game day.
I hope so.
Guys, come and support our awesome players and Mike Gentili, the Italian stallion. And before I will finish the thing, I give the last words to you first.
Oh my God.
And please say also something in Italian to the audience, some last words.
Okay.
Then in English.
Okay.
And if you want, also in German.
Okay.
Or we leave the German part off.
No, I can do German.
Okay, so the trilingual master of disaster,
Look
Mike
at Sean's face. I
Mike
can do German.
Mike Gentili, the Italian stallion,
I
on a
don't
running back.
actually know
And
German.
your last words to the audience.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Look forward to meeting everyone. Go Raiders.
And the Italian? I asked you to
Oh,
say
yeah,
something
shit,
in
I'm sorry.
Italian.
Ciao tutti. Sono Mike.
That's all.
Are we still going?
Yeah, we're still
okay.
on.
Sì. Oh, sorry. I thought you were on. Sono Mike. Gioco per il SWARCO quest'anno, anche sono allenatore per EFL.
Keep going.
Quest'anno è vieni qua, vederci partite qua in Innsbruck.
Grazie.
Prego.
And now the German?
Say something else. I'll just move my lips. You say.
Go Raiders.
Nailed it. Thanks, guys.
Sean, your last words for the audience.
I saw this.
I think the connection broke up a little bit. Mike's last words sounded like is it the audio? Is something
No, that's
wrong,
actually
or-
exactly what I said.
I thought so. Okay. These are old headphones, so Hey, has anybody else seen the Oscars last night?
Ooh. How much time?
If
How
you
much more time
haven't,
we got?
Are we start talking about this right now?
We can do
if,
this.
well, it's my last words, Paul.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, then keep talking.
I thought it was terrific.
If you haven't, you'll never see it again in TV history. A full man, open hand, slaps another man in the face in the middle of a Oscars show. So, if you haven't seen it, that's my treat to you. Thank you for supporting the show. You get so much insight like that. Yeah, you'll probably never ever see it again. And if you also want to see how to phrase this, nope, not going to do that one. If you also want to see magical moments on TV / a Twitch stream or in person, go to Tufts next weekend, follow the basketball, watch the AFL-Team. It's going to be equally as entertaining.
Maybe more.
See how I did that?
Awesome. Great last words from
It's
Sean
really
and
high.
Mike.
It's a high bar.
It is a high bar. I'll do my best, though. I'm not going to slap anybody, though.
No, please not.
No worries.
Liebe Fans da draußen, vielen Dank fürs Einschalten. Es war heute eine, ich glaube, recht amüsante, lustige Show mit Sean und Mike. Und nächste Woche wieder selbe Stelle, selbe Welle. Dann mit dem Recap vom Spiel gegen Telfs und einem Recap natürlich von unserem Basketball-Viertelfinale gegen Mattersburg. Hoffentlich können wir euch nächste Woche mit einigen coolen Highlights vom Spiel auch beglücken. Und natürlich hoffentlich mit einem Sieg auf unserer Seite. Ich bedanke mich fürs Einschalten im Namen der Raiders. Vielen Dank, dass ihr dabei wart. Folgt uns auf all unseren Kanälen. Cool war's, Spaß hat's gemacht. Bis bald. Ciao, Kakao und pfiat euch. Ciao, ciao.
Tschüss.